One day, a woman named Eleanor rushed into King Richard's court, tears streaming down her face. She fell to her knees and cried, "Your Majesty, my husband Thomas is dead. He was traveling by boat on the river and never returned." King Richard looked at her with concern. "Do you know how he died? Did he drown?" Eleanor shook her head. "I don't believe it was an accident. I suspect the boatman Henry threw him into the river. A traveler in another boat saw it happen." The king immediately summoned the witness. A man named Samuel stepped forward and bowed. Samuel said, "Your Majesty, I was on another boat at the time. I saw Henry push Thomas into the river. He struggled, but Henry took his gold and money bag before throwing him overboard." King Richard ordered his guards to check the riverbank. Soon, they returned with Thomas's lifeless body. Eleanor broke down in sorrow. After some time, the guards brought the boatman Henry before the king. The king looked at him sternly. "Henry, you have been accused of murder and theft. Did you push Thomas into the river?"
Henry shook his head. "No, Your Majesty, I did not murder him. He was feeling sleepy while traveling and accidentally fell into the river."
The king's eyes narrowed. "If that is true, then why didn't you help him?" Henry quickly replied, "I tried, Your Majesty. I grabbed his hair and pulled, but it slipped from my hands, and he fell." The courtroom fell silent. King Richard's gaze hardened. "Guards, take him to the jail." The minister, William, stepped forward, confused. "Your Majesty, why are you imprisoning him so quickly? What if he is telling the truth?" King Richard smiled slightly and said, "Henry claimed he tried to pull Thomas's hair. But look at the dead man, he is completely bald. How could he have held his hair?" A gasp spread through the courtroom. Henry's own words had exposed his lie. He had killed Thomas for his gold and tried to cover up his crime. But in the end, the truth had revealed itself. As the guards took Henry away, King Richard looked at his court and said, "Greed and lies may deceive for a while, but the truth always comes out. Justice will always prevail." Eleanor wiped her tears, knowing that her husband had received justice.
Subscribe and join our journey of motivation.